Oh yeah, that is exactly how I want it cooked. Rare, juicy, looks so delicious. I can't wait to take a bite of this. Hey everybody, Alonzo here with Gulf Coast Smoke, and today we're making flank steak tacos, homemade salsa, all on my Weber kettle. So real quick, I want to give a quick shout out to Caleb Schrader, who won our Feature Friday contest last Friday. If you don't know what Feature Friday is, it's actually a little contest I'm holding on my Facebook. So what I'm doing is I'm having you guys post your cooks throughout the week. People are going through, leaving impressions on those cooks. The one with the most gets the win for the week. At the end of the month, you'll get to choose a free salsa, rub, or hot sauce from my website. I'll send it to you. And then at the end of the year, we're actually giving away a ThermalWorks dot. This is a limited edition type, the completely clear casing. So if you don't already like me on Facebook, go ahead and do that right now. Now I have another dot to give away. Leave me a comment below. What should I do? What type of contest should I do to give that second dot away? It's the same exact type as this. I'm looking to interact with you guys. I'm looking to get y'all involved. So let me know what we need to do next. So this is gonna be a pretty simple cook today. We got a lot going on in the world. It's not that easy to find meat. I actually had to order this from Cypress Creek Beef. This is a nice flank steak. They sell American Wagyu. I know this is gonna be really delicious. It's got nice marbling going through the meat, not too much silver skin, not too much fat. We don't have to do too much trimming here. But if you come on in, I'll show you what we're gonna do with the trim, and then we'll talk about how we're gonna marinate these. You do wanna marinate them for at least 4 hours. Sometimes I go overnight, it just depends. Right now it's raining outside, so I might have to do an overnight marinade and finish the cook tomorrow. But like I said, let's talk about this trim real quick. So you can see that there's really not that much fat. There's only a little bit of silver skin, and I'll try and get that off, but I'm really not gonna worry too much about that. Flank steak, I cook hot and fast, so all of this excess fat, I'm honestly gonna be able to get it off pretty quick over some nice lump charcoal. But yeah, so just real fast, I'm gonna get this stuff off. Like I said, I'm really not gonna do too much, and some stuff like this, and then we'll be ready to marinate this. Yeah, so like I said, this is really all the trimming I'm gonna do. The rest of this, I'm gonna get off with that hot sear that we're gonna do. You can see everything looks really nice. You can see the grains on this meat runs straight this way, so we know we're gonna slice this way to get that tender bite. So now I wanna talk about this marinade. Most of these ingredients you should have at your house. I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, and then the last part is really up to you. I'm gonna use Chupacabra original blend for my seasoning, but you can basically use any of your favorite fajita seasoning. If you haven't ever tried it, give it a try out. I promise you will not be disappointed. So I'm gonna get this all in a bag. We're gonna marinate it overnight, and then we're gonna take it right out to the grill. I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna make a homemade fire roasted salsa out on our Weber kettle. I've told you guys before, the Weber kettle is so versatile. If you guys don't have one and you're looking into getting into barbecue, you can smoke, you can sear, you can do anything on this grill. I cook pizzas on it. If you're interested, I'll leave that video right here. So let's go ahead and get these marinated, and then we're gonna go outside and we're gonna start making that salsa. Okay, so now I'm outside at the Weber kettle and we're gonna start this fire roasted salsa. This is a really simple salsa, but it always turns out delicious. So my coals are actually about 3/4 of the way completely hot. And that's actually exactly how I want them for this fire roasted salsa, because I don't want to burn these vegetables too bad. I do want to get a char on them, and the rest of the coals are going to light up over time, and then they're all going to be screaming hot for when I'm ready to sear my flank steak. So let's start with this first. I'll show you how we're going to fire roast these vegetables. Alright, so for this fire roasted salsa, I have 6 tomatoes, 1 onion, 1 jalapeno, some fresh garlic we chopped off the top so we can get a little bit of that char flavor, and we also have some cilantro. We're going to put that in at the end. We want that to be fresh. But real quick, let's go ahead and start fire roasting these. I'm going to put on the lid. We'll let these roll for a couple of minutes, check them out. Like I said, we don't want to get them too charred, but we want to get a little bit of that fire roasted flavor on it. So we'll be back in just a second. So this is what I'm looking for on these vegetables. You can see skin's coming off. We got a nice color on a few of them. Some of them getting pretty soft. That's okay. Nice color. Garlic's done. Jalapeno's looking real nice. Goddamn. Onion's looking good. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the cutting board. I'm going to cut this up, get it ready to blend. We're going to make that salsa, let it sit for a few minutes while we get our fire a little bit hotter. Then we're going to sear off these flank steaks, and we're already almost ready to eat. This is a pretty quick cook, but it's absolutely delicious. I know you're going to want to try this one out. If you haven't already, go to GulfCoastSmoke.com. You can actually find this recipe on my website. It's not the fire roasted version, but this is the way my mom makes it, and this is the way I always do it. Alright, so you can see we got that fire roasted salsa bottled up, put inside. It's resting in the fridge a little bit. We're about to cook this flank steak. You just saw those coals. I told you they're going to get good and hot while we're fire roasting our vegetables, and it's screaming. I can feel it from here. Now this flank steak is just going to take a few minutes to finish, so stay here. I don't even put my lid on for this part. I like to get a good hot fire, and I like to sear this off, get a nice crust on the outside. Let's get right to it, show you what we're looking for. Alright, it's been 2 minutes. I'm going to flip it over. We'll take a look at the other side, and then we'll see how much longer we need until we're done. I am going to hit it with a thermopin. I'm looking for 125 internal. I want these medium rare. You don't want to take flank steak too far. It has a little bit of marbling in it, but it's not a huge fatty piece of meat. So you do want it rare or medium rare. I personally like it a little bit rare, so that's what we're going to do today. Yeah, you can see, look at that nice color on that flank steak. It's already looking absolutely delicious. That was just 2 minutes on that side, and it's already looking super duper good. These flank steak tacos are going to turn out right, I promise. right, flank steak's all done. You can see the color on it is looking absolutely gorgeous. All we're gonna do now is warm up some corn tortillas. Now we planned on making homemade for you guys, but we can't find the masa for that anywhere. So we just picked some up from my local HEB. Sorry about that. I promise you, if you do this at your house, it's still gonna turn out good no matter what. So I'm gonna let this rest for about 10-15 minutes. We're gonna get some tortillas warm, and then it's time to go eat. All right, so it's time for dinner. This flank steak looks and smells absolutely delicious. Come get a close-up real quick. I want you to see the color on this meat. Nice sear, looks good. You can tell it looks so juicy. Juice is running out. I know it's still going to be rare. Well, I hope it's still going to be rare, and I know it's going to turn out absolutely delicious. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it up. I talked to you about this earlier. So with this flank steak, you can see that grain runs this way, and we want to make sure that we're slicing against the grain to shorten up the fibers and make sure that this piece of meat tastes really tender. So what I'm actually going to do here, since this is a thicker piece right here, I don't want that big of pieces in my tacos. I'm actually going to slice it right down the middle. Oh yeah. That is exactly how I want it cooked. Rare, juicy, looks so delicious. I can't wait to take a bite of this. Okay, so now that I got it sliced right down the middle, I'm actually going to slice it against the grain. And that's enough for now. I gotta make a taco. This smells so good, I cannot wait any longer. So real quick, let me start off with one of them corn tortillas. Couple of pieces of this delicious flank steak. That fire roasted salsa. Right on top. Fresh lime. Right over everything. That's exactly the way I like to eat my flank steak tacos. Let me take a quick bite. Absolutely delicious. I know I say that every time, but I promise you I mean it. You've got to try this meal out. It tastes so good. You don't even just have to do it with flank steak. You can do it with skirt as well. Another cheaper cut of meat that you can actually make really, really good. Try this salsa out. If you're not interested in the fire roasted version, don't forget, GulfCoastSmoke.com has Norma Jean's homemade salsa. That's my mom. She showed me how to make this. It's so good. You have no idea. I know there's a lot going on in the world. I know times are tough, but stay at home, stay as safe as you possibly can, and let's get through this together. Every single one of you guys that has subscribed to my channel, likes my videos, and comments on my videos, it means a lot to me. I never even thought I would get my channel to the point it is today, so I really appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. I'm going to be doing a new video every single week all this year. Doesn't matter what goes on, barbecue, it's what we do. This is the Gulf Coast Smoke way. If you guys are interested, I'm actually giving a ThermalWorks dot away on my Facebook page. You can find all of my socials in the description below. So go ahead and go over there and see what that's all about. It's a little thing that I call Feature Friday, where you guys show me what you cook throughout the week, and then we choose the winner. At the end of the year, one of you guys is going to get one of these limited edition ThermalWorks dots. A great device. If you don't know about ThermalWorks, they're the best in the business. This isn't sponsored. I really just believe in their product. So again, I really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. We'll see you on the next one.